What is up, guys? Welcome to another video.
Perfect.
We're gonna work on this guy here. All right, so the basics of a Honda, lightweight, VTEC. It's pretty much it really, right? Pretty much it. So what we have here is our AC unit, well, for inside the car. So I think this is the, I don't know what you call this. The other one's a condenser, so maybe this is like the expander? I don't know. Anyway, this sits inside your car. This is what is under your dash over here, sits under there. And essentially, this is the AC component that chills and cools the air on the inside. So it comes from the fan here, blows through this guy, like so. How do we go? Like this. So the air comes in actually through just above the plastic cowl that sits on the top here. So it goes through there into the cabin. Through here, this is the fan unit. This is what your fan speed controls, is this guy here, the motor in there. That is the fan, and that blows through this. Now this cools, so you get cool air through here, and then it goes into that big white unit there and disperses it throughout the car or throughout the dash. Behind that white unit there is another core similar to this where coolant runs through. And the switch on the dash opens and closes a valve that lets coolant run through. Obviously, coolant gets hot, and that is your heater. The coolant will run through, the fan will take air in, blow air through that core, and then blow it out into the car. And yeah, same as this, cools. So K-swap cars, majority of Hondas full stop, remove the aircon unit components. Now, that is good because it saves weight, saves rotating mass and all that kind of stuff, simplifies the swaps and the builds. Now the issue, it's not so much an issue, but there is more potential in removing the AC. You can actually remove the core that is in this, because this weighs, well, it weighs a little bit. I'll weigh it once we're finished here. So it's a big old core. You can see it runs through both sides. And if it's an old car, you'll actually find that it is full of stuff, leaves and everything on the inside of there. So it's always worth a clean if you are just behind the dash anyway. But what we're gonna do, so we're gonna pull out this whole core and save some weight. Now the first thing is separating this guy. Well, you need to have a plan anyway, because this usually goes through the firewall and it leaves that size hole in the firewall. Now I have a stainless steel plate in there, and that is sealing the outside from the inside, thus making it fireproof and all that again. And the other issue we're gonna have is if we take this out, when the fan blows through this core or through this plastic unit, it is gonna come straight out of there, and that is gonna reduce the efficiency of your heater matrix, which we don't want. So again, you need a plan to block this off. So I'm probably just gonna cut another piece of stainless and use body glue, which is used to seal chassis and glue cars together, to seal this back up once we're finished. So that is something to keep in mind. We need some way to seal this up. There's a lot of foam and crap in there, which we don't really need anymore. That is more for the thermal efficiency, keeping the cold in. Not really an issue now. And the other thing is we need to find somewhere for this temperature gauge or temperature probe, this little guy here. So yeah, let's pull her apart. There are some spring clips that will, I guarantee, yeet across the garage. So those just pop off with your regular screwdriver here. And then we've got some Phillips screws as well. So I'll go ahead and pull all those off and I'll separate the box. Yeah, you can see that's pretty simple. We're gonna get some nice crunchy boys in here. that is majority, that is bulk of the weight. There's this guy here, you can feel it. She's pretty chunky. You can see all the condensations mixed with the dirt, created quite a nice little mud pie in there. And yeah, airflow through this isn't so great, and that's why over time, obviously, these units degrade. You can actually just get in there with a gurney as well if you're just trying to work out why your AC isn't so great. It's a good place to start. Check your gas, and then check for blockages. You got a newer car, generally they have a cabin filter, which will prevent most of this crap going through. You've got some big leaves in there. So I'll give this a clean before it goes back in the car as well, because, well, that's pretty nasty. Yeah, anyway, let's make up a plate and we'll seal this guy up here. Alright boys, so you've now just saved yourself 2 and a bit kilograms, and that is pretty sweet looking like. That's pretty good. I hit it with the heat gun just to speed up the process because I want to put it in ASAP. And yeah, that's pretty much dry. You can see it's sealed that side. We've got it sealed on this side, all around these seams. I think the seams are probably a bit excessive, but just to make sure, I see it some like wind noise when you turn the fan on full tit. You know, it gets like a whistle going on. And in regards to this guy here, the thermostat or the temperature probe, I've just actually used some of this glue. This stuff is actually really intense, and if you want to get it off your hands and stuff like I have, acetone is pretty much the only thing that'll get this shit off. Like, I swear to God, you will not get this off any other way unless you skin yourself with, like, I don't know, a fucking cheese grater or something. But yeah, I just schmooed that up in there. That's got a little 2-prong clip that you can see I've pushed over the rubber that goes through there. Whether or not this is needed, after the fact you've taken the cooling unit out, the cooling section out, I think this might control the AC compressor when it kicks on and kicks off the AC clutch. I think that's probably what this guy does. Reads the temperature and tells the AC to turn itself on and off given the temperature that you've set yourself. But at the very least, it seals this hole here because I don't have a bung to fill that, and it's not a very common size one either. So at the very least, the wiring going through there is sealing that up. So that's good. Now I am going to clean this guy and put the whole thing back in, and you're pretty much done saving yourself 2-point-something kgs, boys. Alright, so that pretty much covers that. How to remove 2-point-something kgs on a redundant system in your car anyway. The AC. So that is a full AC delete. That essentially is everything from the AC system out of this car now. It is AC free. Like I say, majority of blokes will remove all the easy engine bay components, and it works, and it remains sealed on the most part against the firewall and everything with the OEM components still in the actual car itself. But this is the full way of removing the entire system. Save some weight, and clean out some leaves while you're at it. I guess there's probably like a 0.001 kilogram of leaves in there. But yeah, that's how you do it. If you like these short videos, shoot me a like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see anything else, any small little bits and pieces like this, hit me up in the comments. And yeah, thank you for watching.